Steve Wiltfong of 247 Sports here with Irish247 insiders Evan Sharpley and Nick Ironside. Notre Dame's Media Day just wrapped here in South Bend, and the big news, Brian Kelly says he will play both quarterbacks, Deshaun Kaiser and Malik Zaire, in the season opener against Texas, after in the spring saying he'd like to have it to just one.
Well, you know what? He's had experience doing this. 2012, he did it with Everett Golson and Tommy Reese, and he did it at Cincinnati as well. So certainly some experience. They had double-digit wins both times. Occasionally you can run a fine line, especially in the locker room. He's named them two of the most explosive players on the roster, and that's why he wants to get them both on the field. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. We said it's just going to happen for Texas. We could see it as it continues throughout the season, but I'm sure they'll really reevaluate for the Nevada game as well.
Evan, a former quarterback here at Notre Dame that went through a quarterback competition yourself. Is this a good thing? Your initial reaction when you heard today that he was going to play two instead of play one?
Well, I think my initial reaction was very similar to both quarterbacks. You know, I think that there was some frustration. You could see it and hear it from both quarterbacks. Maybe a little bit more so from Malik Zaire, but also with Deshaun Kaiser. I think both of them, a little upset, a little frustrated. They want to be the guy. I get it. Only one quarterback can be on the field at a time. I think what's great is they're doing it now. There's still a few weeks until the season. So behind closed doors, what's going on in practice, they're still going to be able to develop some chemistry. So there's obviously some question marks as far as what's going to continue, but I think that it's good that it's happening now.
And Nick, how do you see the quarterback situation playing out with those two in week one?
Well, I think that's the big question. Brian Kelly doesn't even seem to know right now how it's going to play out. He talked in his press conference a lot about he couldn't give us an honest answer as to how he's going to play them in the Texas game, who he's going to start first, how he's going to use both of them, which situations he might use both of them, and he doesn't know how it'll carry over to week two right now. So I think Brian Kelly isn't sure, we're not sure, and I'm not sure the quarterbacks are sure either exactly how they're going to be used to the season.
While in the other talk today, defense, Will linebacker starter was named. Nick, talk about that.
Yeah, Brian Kelly named Greer Martini the starting Will linebacker. There was a competition really down to three guys: Asmar Bilal, a scout team player of the year last year, Davon Coney, another sophomore, and Martini. And what they really get from Martini is they get the guy who has more experience in the system playing alongside an inexperienced first-year starting Mike linebacker, Niles Morgan. So really on both sides now, it's Sam and James Onwalu, and at Will and Greer Martini. You really have that experience on both flanks of Morgan. And I think that's really going to help that kind of a younger defense that's replacing six starters this year.
Talking to Niles Morgan, Drew Tranquil, Brian Van Gorder, who said that Notre Dame's going to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback this year. The mental mistakes and the breakdowns that led to explosive plays, they think those are going to be limited this year. Evan, have you seen much in that regard?
Well, I think what's interesting to see, we talked about the linebacker position, a lot of athleticism, lateral speed from top to bottom. The big question mark is, can they get to the quarterback with their four-down line? I think we're going to see some odd fronts, some four-man fronts. From the interior standpoint, Jerry Tillery, Jerron Jones, Daniel Cage, I think they're going to be able to stop the run. They've got some good cover corners, so we could see some coverage sacks. Question mark still on the edge, so they might have to bring some secondary pressures.
While the big story today was quarterback, defense is going to be the story this season. We expect a high-octane offense. Well, stay locked to 247 Sports and Irish247 for the latest on Notre Dame.